Well, Perry Peacock here. I'm up tooling around a little bit. I've located me a little spot for camp here on down the hill a little bit. This is a nice little area. I love the quakies and some of the pines here. Yeah, I like wearing my poncho and stuff in weather like this some because the weather just kind of off and on, and I don't snap it all up all the way down the side, just like one snap on each side. Plenty of ventilation, but keeps me from getting wet. Well, there's the pond. Not much, ragtag little pond really. Well, we'll kind of wander along the one bank of this little pond here and head left up here. I've already stashed some gear up here, so we just head on across here, and see up ahead right there I threw my tarp over my backpack and everything. Started unpacking it all to get ready. So now we'll just get started on setting this thing up. I'll show you what I do. I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but it really works nice. Well, here we go. We've got snow pellets coming down again here. And hey, what the heck? It's not rain like it was earlier. It might change the rain, I don't know. The first thing I'm going to do setting up this shelter is I'm going to set me a ridge line between these two trees. I'm going to simulate as if it were raining like earlier. I'd be wearing my poncho, and so I would string my tarp up first so that I can get a shelter canopy overhead, and then once I've got that taken care of, then I can go ahead and set up my sleeping arrangements. All right, so I've tied off to that quakey over there on my right. I'm going to tie the other end off over here to this quakey on this side, and I'm going to use one of those pulley style nuts so we can get some good tension on our cord, because this is going to be our ridge line. If I were going to stay here for a few days or something, or if the weather was really heavy, I would set up a pole between here and have a ridge pole rather than a ridge line. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna do a pulley style knot. I'm about at the end of my rope here, but I have just enough to do this without adding any on. So I'm just gonna do a couple twists right here. Then I shove this loop right here up through that loop that I made, and then I'm going to go around the tree here. Like I said, I'm right at the limit here, but all I got to do is get that end through there like that. So you see I got that loop that I made, put my end through there, and now maybe I'll go over that little stub right there. I may wind up lowering this down just a little bit, but so all I got to do is like that. This is a 10 by 10 tarp here, and I've folded it in half and put it over this ridge line, and it's starting to come down now. It's getting real. So I'm going to stake off the backside, and then I'm going to throw my gear that I got. I made a couple trips hauling gear down here. I'm going to throw my gear underneath there before it gets too... Right now it's okay, it's just pellets, but if it turns to rain, it's going to get wet in a hurry. Okay, here we go. The wind's already wanting to determine where I set this thing up, but I want to determine that myself here. So It's like this one right here. I can drive the stake straight through the, let me get back here a little bit. Oh, take this thing out of its guard might be helpful. Okay. I'm going to put that one right there, and I'm right at the center point here, so that's ideal. Now I'll come back here to this corner. Now this corner here is a little bit up off the ground, so I'm going to use my shock cord on here to do this one. That way I can do some tension on here and still hold that edge good. All right, now we'll pull this one here up. I'll do the same way here. Drive it right in. Okay, so that gets me that set up there. All right, so here I'm going to just use a Prusik Loop, like I've shown quite a few times on videos before. And this is kind of an ugly Prusik Loop because it's made out of some rope we were messing with some scouts with, showing them. But now doing that keeps this thing tensioned on my ridge line. It also makes it handy in that if I need to reposition my tarp, I can slide it back and forth on my ridge line a little bit, which can be helpful sometimes. That'd probably be fine for a pole. I think I'll take and maybe nip it off about right here. And incidentally, that's my silky pocket boy. I carry that thing everywhere. I really, really like it. It's a very nice folder. Now I know this needs to be about height of my nose or so, something like that. So we'll just cut that off right there. Now what we're going to do is put this pole in there. Now to make it fit over the tie-out tabs on the tarp, I've carved that in just a little bit. I did a video last year where I showed how to do that very quickly in just a matter of a minute or so. That gives me a little peg right here that I can tie off to. So, as I often like to do, I'll put stuff in my mouth. Go around, pull the loop out, there we go. Got us a figure 8 looking thing here, so means we're good. Okay, come back here and drive us a stake in the ground. All right, so I got this thing pretty well strung out here, and now I'm ready to hang my sleeping quarters, get that all inside of here. And you know, it's a nice little shelter. Good thing I'm kind of where I'm at. We're getting some off and on rain showers again here. Well, here we are, a little bit of snow again. This is a little more like small flakes now instead of pellets, so I don't know, we might have a nice little snow here today, who knows. I guess we'll just keep on going here. Enjoy the outdoors. That's what I like about this right here. I'm inside my shelter. I don't have stuff falling right on me, but I can see what's happening out there and just enjoy the beauty of it all. Alright, so I've got right here, this is a little gizmo we got here, calling it a M-top, movable tie-out point, and it's 2 parts that nest together here. And this part here you shove on the underside of your tarp, pushing that up through this eye right here, and then you slide down the locking slot. And now I have a tie-out point here, and on the inside I also have a tie-out point in case I wanted to put up a clothesline or anything like that. So I got tie-up points inside and out with the M-top. So I'm going to use it right here to give me a tie-up point on this tarp where there isn't one. There is on the other side, but they're not, the way this tarp's made, they're not a symmetrical deal. So I just shove that, see right here, I just shove that through there, push down, slide to lock. And I can tie out right to there. That's how hard that is. Let me show you what happens when we pull back on those two tie-outs I just installed. See, it gives us some more room because it pulls back away from the back side of my hammock. And now what? So I pull this one. So now you see I got a lot more interior room in there because I did that. Well, here I am. Thankfully I'm in my shelter. The snow's coming down around me. And got this date up just in time. I thought about doing a couple other things, but I think for right now, this is going to be good. So at least I'm out of it for the most part. You know, if you're out there in a snow like this, a spring snow, you know, it can be, these are wet. This thing's kind of freezing on the tarp a little bit. So it's wet and icy and all that sort of thing. You know, if you're out in that yourself and not protected somehow, that can be a dangerous situation, even though it might not be below zero for the temperature. You know, it still can be hazardous because you get wet and cold. So having a shelter like this is very nice, and this thing is very comfortable. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm just going to sit here for a little bit and just watch the snow come down, I believe. And I've got my hammock right back there. I can get out here and do stuff, and I'm still underneath the canopy here. This way right here, it actually gives you some living space, and that's what I really like. One of the nice things I like is it gives me a way to use my poncho as a hammock and also still have some living space where, you know, I'm not just, a lot of times it's not, your shelter space is not necessarily just sleeping space. If it's just sleeping space, you can get along with a lot of things. But when you want to have a little bit of living space, then that takes a little bit of a change in how you set things up. So anyway, this is Prairie Peacock Wilderness Innovation. Just up here, enjoying the weather, whatever it is, rain, snow, sun, windy, calm, warm, chilly. We've had them all today. So that's springtime weather for you. So here's a panorama shot from inside the shelter. Looking around, looking down towards that pond over there, down towards the spring that runs into the pond over there, and then tied out over there. Well, this is the weather. You got about 10 or 15 minutes of clear weather, and then it starts raining, or it starts snowing, or snow pellets, or sort of freezing rain. It's just a little of everything today, and that's life in the mountains here in Utah in the spring. You know, pretty nice out there, pretty nice. I'm in here, nice and sheltered. Well, she's coming down pretty good now. I'll tell you what, I should have got a spot that was close to my truck. I keep carting stuff back and forth for more pictures and video. Anyway, so you see we got two regular sized camp chairs here. I could easily fit another one in here. So we can do 3 people in here easily. It's not bad at all. It's a daggum nice, it's a daggum nice shelter. It's a great little thing. I love it. I really do. I got to go home sometime, but I don't really want to.